Good morning, everyone. Imagine this scenario. There's a man named David who witnessed a remarkable event, a miraculous rescue of people from a dangerous situation. David tells his story with passion and conviction. His account is consistent, regardless of how many times he's asked, and despite facing intense scrutiny and threats from those who wish to discredit him. Even when faced with serious consequences, David stands by his story, never wavering. His unwavering stance, despite pressure, makes us question, why would someone maintain a story that could cost them dearly if it were not true? This scenario mirrors the testimony of Jesus' disciples. Today we'll explore why their testimony about Jesus is credible, much like David's, because of their unwavering consistency despite rigorous persecution. Eyewitness testimony. The disciples' accounts are grounded in their first-hand experiences. Just as David's testimony is compelling because he witnessed the event himself, the disciples were direct witnesses to the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. The Apostle Peter states in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 16, "For we did not follow cleverly devised stories when we told you about the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ in power, but we were eyewitnesses of his majesty." Their personal experiences lend authenticity to their testimony. They didn't rely on second-hand information. They spoke from their direct encounters with Jesus. Consider David's story. His willingness to endure scrutiny and threats adds weight to his credibility. Similarly, the disciples faced severe persecution and in many cases martyrdom. Acts chapter 5 verses 40 to 41 shows their unwavering commitment. The apostles left the Sanhedrin, rejoicing because they had been counted worthy of suffering disgrace for the name. If the disciples had fabricated their testimony, why would they endure such suffering? Their willingness to face hardship and even death underscores the authenticity of their message. The consistency of the disciples' testimony is further supported by the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies. For instance, Psalm 16 verse 10 foretold the resurrection, "Because you will not abandon me to the realm of the dead, nor will you let your faithful one see decay." The alignment of their accounts with these prophecies reinforces the credibility of their testimony. Just as David's accurate and consistent story is bolstered by supporting details, the disciples' testimony is strengthened by its fulfillment of scriptural predictions. David's unwavering story, despite pressure, is a testament to its truth. Similarly, the transformation of the disciples from fearful individuals to bold proclaimers of the gospel further validates their experiences. Acts chapter 4 verse 13 highlights this transformation. When they saw the courage of Peter and John and realized that they were unschooled, ordinary men, they were astonished and took note that these men had been with Jesus. Their profound change and courage reflect genuine encounters with the risen Christ, reinforcing their credibility. Returning to David's story, his consistent testimony despite facing threats and scrutiny would lead us to believe in his truthfulness. Likewise, the disciples' unwavering accounts of Jesus, despite persecution, align with prophecies and reflect a transformative experience that bolsters their credibility. Their testimony stands as a reliable foundation for our faith in the truth of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. As we reflect on their steadfastness, let us find encouragement in their example and remain confident in the truth of the gospel. Thank you, and may God grant us a deeper understanding and unwavering faith in His word.